I think one of the things I liked from this book was this kind of need to detach from results, right? Like learning to do what you believe to be the right thing, and the right thing isn't always exhibited by the results. Now, it doesn't mean you shouldn't go back and reassess whether you did the right thing afterwards. Maybe you think you're doing the right thing, right? Can't tell you how many times I thought I've done the right workouts for months on end and haven't gotten any gain in speed, and it drives me bonkers. But then when I go back and assess, then I wasn't actually doing the right things for 10 different reasons, right? But I think it's just this detachment from results that we'll talk about today. And it's a bit of a contradiction in the book, so it's not real clean on a simple answer, but it's certainly something to wrestle with there.
The business application regarding results, I felt it was going in the right direction, but then it kind of jumped around a little bit.
Yeah. It wasn't a clear A to B to C answer, but we'll talk about that and how to think about it a little bit.
Yeah. So what's the first topic? Business application with Holsapple's book, Profit with Presence.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was talking about, obviously in business, we're driven by a particular goal, which is profit, right? That's a big piece of the book, Profit with Presence. There's several process measures, right? Revenue, cost, quality, performance. But I think what he was trying to say was you have to keep those. What I would say I guess the way I've thought about it from a faith perspective, which is similar to what he said, is you hold those things loosely, right? You can't idolize profit. You can't idolize the process measures, right? In some ways, you set out to do your best on those things every day, but there's an element of recognizing there's parts of that out of your control, right? And so it's both and, right? It's both.
It is.
Proactive, get out of bed, do your habits, get to work, run your business, but at the end of the day, you can't. What does Ecclesiastes tell us about all that? Right? Sometimes toil is toil, right? And there's days that it just doesn't always go well, right? And so I think there's a both and there. How do you think about that? You run a business. How do you try to focus on results but not let it drive you or overwhelm you?
Well, I do let it drive myself, but I try not to let it drive me crazy. I'll just give you an example from this week. My computer blew up. I had the blue screen of death on Monday, and I hate that because I'm like, oh, crumbs. So all day Monday was just computer reformatting and fixing forms and getting back to where I should have been at 8 a.m. in the morning. And I was like, my daughter came home from work. My daughter's like, Dad, did you have a good day? I'm like, you know what? I was really productive today. I reformatted a computer. I did all of the stuff, but I actually didn't move. But some of those days you just get hit and it's like, okay, what am I going to do? But I was able to pivot because I'm like, okay, what I was going to do on Monday, it moved to Tuesday. And I actually have had a very productive week, but it's one of those things. I knew what the goal was. Now, granted, I got knocked back on Monday, but I was ready to go for the rest of the week.